Well, hey, everybody, welcome back to the Daily Six. Sitting here in my car with you, studying the scripture, Psalm 51, get it open. All week long, I recorded my study of Psalm 51 in one big block, and all week long, we're just going to drop into it in little parts and grab it. So would you get Psalm 51 and jump in with us where we were from yesterday and come on with us again? Psalm 51, get it open, come on. Psalm 51, verse 6. Oh God, this is David's cry to God. Verse 6, surely you desire truth in the inner parts. You teach me wisdom in the inmost place. God, you desire truth in the inner parts. So I start thinking about that. What's that mean? Now, notice here on my study Bible, there's a little bold R right there. You see that? So what I do is I look down, that's a text note, and it says here the meaning of the Hebrew for this phrase is uncertain. Well, that doesn't really help me. It's uncertain. Okay, now you know. So in other words, he's saying this English translation, we're not 100% sure, but David's saying you desire truth in the inner parts. You teach me wisdom in the inmost place. You teach me wisdom in the inmost place. There's another little letter. See that bold S? Come down here, and it says you desired or you taught. So there's a past tense as a possible Hebrew phrase here. So God, teach me. That's a prayer point. God, you have taught me truth in the inner parts. You have placed in me an acknowledgement of what's right and wrong. All right, now let's keep going. Verse 7. Cleanse me with hyssop, and I will be clean. Wash me, and I will be whiter than snow. So I'm feeling a connection here. Do you see it there from verse 7 to verse 2? Notice that. Verse 7, wash me, I'll be whiter than snow. Verse 2, wash away all my iniquity. Cleanse me from my sin. Verse 7, cleanse me. So this concept of cleanse. Now here's where I'm gonna pull out some things from that Google's gonna help us with here in a second. But first, look down at this text note. I love this. This is so cool. I have it highlighted. In verse 7, where he says, cleanse me, this commentator has told us literally it means to unsin me. Wow. God, unsin me, cleanse me is really important. Now, here's one of the tools. Like when a particular word grabs me, then I want to see what else in the Bible is it. So I'm going to go here. Let me show you. BibleGateway.com. I've even got it. I've got it highlighted here on my my favorites here. So I click on that. Well, Bible Gateway is it's a free Bible app. You can use it anytime you want. And so you can enter a passage or a keyword or topic. So I can just put in the word cleanse, right? And hit return. And it's going to show me over here. Look at this on the right-hand side. So it's going to show me on the side here all the different verses. There's 79 verses in the Bible, at least in the New International Version. 79 verses in the Bible that use the word cleanse, and there's 53 in the Old Testament, there's 26 in the New Testament. And so I can kind of wander, and then it's going to give you the Bible verses right here. So I can just skim through it very quickly. And so I see a lot of this in Leviticus is about this spiritual, ritualistic cleansing, so forth. So I just keep kind of skimming through that. You could take your time to read this, and then you got to click next to the next pages. You can even just go over here and click New Testament. So let's look at the New Testament. What's that say? In Matthew, Jesus cleanses a leper. His leprosy was cleansed, so forth. So I'm just scrolling through that. Now we get into look at this, Acts 15:9, where it says he cleansed their hearts by faith. 1 Corinthians 5:7, cleanse out the old leaven that you may be a new lump. That's an imagery of bread. 2 Corinthians 7:1, since we have these promises, beloved, let us cleanse ourselves from every defilement of body and spirit, bringing holiness to completion in the fear of God. So here's an example, and I see a contrast here. Do you see the contrast? Here in 2 Corinthians 7, he tells us this is a New Testament command, to cleanse ourselves. So there's a role I play in cleansing. But here in Psalm 51, I'm learning that God is the one who cleans me. So this is part of how I study. So I'm just going to bounce around and look at some of these things, right? So friends, here's what I wonder. As the train's about to go by, we'll watch a little bit of this, and I'm making a prayer point out of it. Can you give God an extra 6 minutes? And can you soak in this text of Scripture and ask the Lord, what does he want to say to you? Can you make a prayer point out of these things? I'm drawn to verse 6, that God, you desire truth in the inner parts. Lord, would you give me wisdom? God, would you teach that to me? Would you give me the perspective I need to have? Can you make that your prayer point? God, I know you desire truth in the inner parts. Would you teach me and lead me in that? Give God 6 more minutes, make that your prayer, and then come on back. Let's keep going on Psalm 51 right here on the Daily Six. We'll see you then.